shows you about my stock account update. Today, my stock account has made a loss of $260. US stocks closed higher on Thursday as the market focused on the progress of the debt ceiling agreement. So let's take a look at my account. Today, United Natural Gas made a loss of 4.19% to $5.94, and the market generally closed higher. Dow Jones Industrial Average reported a gain of 0.47%. Nasdaq Composite made a gain of 1.28%, and S&P 500 also made a gain of 0.99%. Today, particularly the internet, retail, and the tech industries led the gain, combined with the credit services, which a gain of more than 2%. U.S. stocks closed higher on Thursday. The House of Representatives passed a bill, a debt ceiling bill, an important step towards avoiding a default on U.S. debt. The bill is now going to the Senate. The ADP payrolls in May and the initial jobless claims were still slightly lower than expected last week. The House of Representatives on Monday night passed a debt ceiling bill prompted by Joe Biden and House Speaker John McCarthy, hoping to avoid a U.S. default. Lawmakers from both parties voted 314 to 117 to approve the Financial Liability Act and sent the bill to the Senate as the debt default day approached. Senate Majority Leader said Thursday that he hopes we are able to push the bill quickly and bring it to the president's desk as soon as possible. The Senate will not recess until the bill is passed. Any amendment to the content would force the bill back to the House, which is unacceptable and almost certainly will face a default on the debt. Investors have largely convinced that there is no longer a danger of default and turned attention to other uncertainties more likely to affect growth, such as the Fed could raise interest rates again. The bill, which suspended the debt ceiling until January 1, 2025, would eliminate the threat of another default crisis before his term ends. In exchange, Democrats agreed to curb inflation, the federal spending by 2025. The bill will now go to the Senate and will almost certainly pass, the only question being the time. The second Senate Republican, John Thune, said early Wednesday that a deal could be passed on Friday night, which just days before the June 5th default deadline. Fears of a possible U.S. debt default have been hanging on Wall Street since May. Just this month, AI-related stocks also rose sharply. Michael Landsberg, Chief Investment Officer of Private Wealth Management, said, "The passage of the debt ceiling bill by the House of Representatives is an important step towards addressing this issue. The market has been pricing the debt ceiling being fixed for some time. While the debt ceiling issue poses a significant risk, the stock market has largely ignored it in anticipation of a resolution." In May, the Nasdaq Composite Index rose 5.8%, driven by a surge in the AI-related stocks. Chip maker Nvidia rose 36% in May and briefly topped $1 trillion this week. Alphabet, Meta, and Amazon all rose at least 10% in May. But there were a few other giant gainers except for tech stocks. The S&P 500 edged up 0.3% in May. The blue-chip Dow Jones Industrial Average fell nearly 3.5%, dragged down by stocks like Nike, Walt Disney, and Chevron. Piper Sandler Chief Market Technical Analyst Craig Johnson said, "We have been deeply impressed by the resilience of this market since hitting a recent low in March. It absorbs the recent relentless shocks of negative emotions and important news." In addition to the debt ceiling battle, investors are watching the Fed's June 13th to 14th meeting. The meeting could serve as another market catalyst. St. Louis Fed President James Bullard said on Thursday that, in terms of current macroeconomic conditions, interest rates are at the low end of the inhibitory range, with monetary policy more appropriate than a year ago. Bullard believes that inflation has fallen, but the overall level is still too high. The outlook for cooling inflation is good, but not 100%, and we need to remain vigilant. He has not voting rights at the FOMC this year. The move comes after Philadelphia Fed President Patrick Huck said on Wednesday that he prefers not to raise interest rates at the upcoming meeting. Still, he adds that his thinking could change with Friday's employment report data. Reporter Nick Timiraos, the new Fed's news agency, said on Wednesday that the Fed may pause from raising rates in June but could start another rate hike journey in the summer. Thursday's economic data. The ADP Employment Agency reported that the ADP private sector employment in May was 278,000, well above the expectations of 170,000. The ADP employment data for April was revised to add 291,000 yuan. The Labor Department reported initial claims for the week ended May 27,332,000, compared with 235,000 expected and 230,000 previously. That's all I have for today. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next episode.